You know how the sayings work. I'm
Hey,
tired.
man.
All right, you about listen to that scene where we're touching about that recovery. Episode 23. Okay, first fitness question. This is the only one because I'm doing one apiece.
Gotcha.
What are some insecurities you face in your fitness journey, or as a personal trainer, or just in fitness in general?
Now, is this targeted specifically towards me? Like what?
You and you know working with your clients, all the things that you just in general insecurities in fitness.
Gotcha. Okay, so good question. I think there are several insecurities that I think people in general face, and then particularly that I face throughout my fitness journey, and then I'll get to the CPT portion of that later. One of them is, in general, just getting started, right? People fear the fitness journey itself, and I think that's one of the big, like, overarching, like, looming insecurities that can literally deter somebody from just even pursuing their fitness journey. It's just what am I trying to say? Just the degree of difficulty they have already formulated in their hand. It's almost like making a mountain. What is it? Making a mountain out of a molehill. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like people, that especially if you're not an active person, or you're not, you're not a fit person, or you're not somebody who participates 30 minutes daily actively, producing cardio, or not producing, participating in cardio or some type of strength training on a daily basis. I think you kind of make this, again, mountain in your head that this fitness journey is going to be this thing that you just can't do, and that fitness is hard. And I'm not going to say it's not. However, you have to start somewhere, right? These are that's probably one of the insecurities I think that everybody has to deal with, that you definitely kind of just have to mentally deal with and get past. There's nothing to it but to do it. Like, I mean, that's
Actually, just do it.
Yeah, that logo makes, or not that logo, that punchline. Is it a punchline? What is it called? Slogan. Thank you. That's punchline. That slogan.
I get a punchline too.
Oh man, that slogan makes sense, because you do, when it comes to fitness, you just got to start. You got to just do it, right? It has to become a mindset. It has to be something that you tell yourself, you have to go from I can't do it to I think I can. Like, literally, like the little engine that could.
Okay.
Hey man, you gotta get up the hill. You gotta start somewhere, even if it's just with walking or doing basic body weight exercises, or you just get to the point, if you're not active, to get active, and then from there you can kind of structure what activity you need from there to get to whatever your goal is, right? And everybody has different goals. You got to realize that your fitness journey is going to be different from the person sitting next to you. You can literally be in a class with the person and have two different goals, right? Shout out to the Fit Fam. We're all in class together, we're all working, but we don't all necessarily have the same goals, and that's fine. But the fact that we're here, we're swinging away, we're walking up that mountain together, shows that we're not scared, and two, we're still working, right? And that's all you can hope for. You just got to put in that work every day. So that's one of the major insecurities that I know everybody deals with, myself included. When I first started my fitness journey, I think we talked about this in one of the earlier episodes when we talked about, how we got to where we are. I was at least 60 pounds heavier than I am now. And for me, getting back to how I feel today just seemed like such a long shot, man. Because in your head, you almost like miss, because I was an athlete, right? You kind of miss how you got here to begin with, right? Because in my head, I was healthy. Like, at one point, let me be honest, at one point, never did I actually stop working out. I just wasn't working out efficiently. Does that make sense? I wasn't doing what I thought I was doing, right? Because when you play football, your primary focus is on strength training, strengthening those prime movers. You're built for bursts of speed and strength, right? So I was always lifting, right? I never stopped lifting. I never stopped building muscle, but I did stop doing cardio. And you in order to create a caloric deficit and maintain your weight, we have these things called maintenance miles, even in FinallyFit, every month, right? If it's not a cardio challenge, if it's a cardio challenge, you'll have a little bit more mileage. If it's not a cardio challenge, you'll have this thing called maintenance mileage. And what that is that's the basic amount of calories that you feel like you need to burn, or the amount of cardio you need to participate in order to keep your body at least the way it is, right? And I wasn't doing the basic amount of cardio necessary to keep myself from gaining weight. So what was I doing? I was getting bigger. Strength training, again, it builds muscle, but it doesn't necessarily, the way I was doing it wasn't necessarily burning off the amount of calories I need. And then on top of that, I was taking in, again, I wasn't creating caloric deficit, I was taking in I'm talking about an astronomical amount of calories. When you transition from the struggling student who doesn't have money to the person, you know, when you get into your career field and you got a paycheck and you can eat what you want and you're an adult, right? Again, I can literally eat what I want at any time of the day. You know, like
Theoretically speaking.
Theoretically, yes.
I mean, you did it, not the. I mean, you know, but you know, you can't eat what you want because you broke.
Yes.
You did. You chose to.
I
but
did.
You shouldn't have, right?
Yeah. I'm talking about now I can afford to eat what I want. You know what I'm saying? Not
yeah.
necessarily have to go to debt for it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's what I mean by eat what I want, right? Like, I mean, I think I told the story before, but my wife and I, when we were dating, the dating phase, we were going to Cheesecake multiple times a week, dude. And Cheesecake Factory is great food, but it's not something that should be consumed frequently. You know, at least not at the level that we were having. You know, each got an appetizer, each got an entree, each got a dessert and a dessert to go home. Y'all know how many calories are in a slice of cheese? I think the average slice of cheesecake at Cheesecake Factory at minimum is close to 1,000 calories. And I was getting 2 of them multiple times a month. I'm talking about 1,000 calories. And y'all like, 1,000? No, that's not a lot. You don't know caloric management if you think 1,000 calories.
You're barely supposed to eat 3,000 calories.
The caloric math is based off a 2,000 calorie diet. Like, that's like the average, right? Like, that's what most, you know, nutrition facts and all that stuff is based off a 2,000 calorie diet.
Yeah.
I was
he was eating a third of like the cat. like anything over 3,000 is like, you know, you're trying to gain, you know, athlete type of weight.
That's crazy. Like, I had the daily caloric intake in my to-go bag. Like, that's how bad it was. You know what I mean? Daily allotted caloric intake in my to-go bag. And it just wasn't good, man. So I recognized that, made the changes that needed to be changed, and started, right? And that's the big thing. That's probably one of the biggest insecurities. You gotta realize it is a molehill, not a mountain, and that it can be climbed, and you just gotta be consistent and put that work in. One of the other things I think, or insecurities that I think people deal with is once they become more knowledgeable and they do finally start their fitness journey, is diet, right? People struggle with diet to hit whatever their goal is, whether it is to plus up or to create the caloric deficit and eat less, or what to eat. And I think what you just have to realize is, again, everybody is different. You have to customize the diet to what it is you're specifically trying to do. So what your goal is, if you're trying to bulk up, you still technically want to create a caloric deficit, but you just want to consume more protein to allow your muscles to, you know, recover appropriately. And then if you're trying to lose weight, you want to create a larger caloric deficit in order to, you know, make sure you're creating that weight loss and losing that fat, right? So, but I think having that knowledge and actually implementing the dietary structure that you want is something that just kind of happens over time, right? People want to be certified nutrition coaches coming in the door, and nobody's like that, right? Even me being where I'm at now, I'm still as I progress and I go through my fitness journey, and even being a certified personal trainer, I'm figuring out what it is I want, right? What it is my body can have, what it is I necessarily need to meet my goal. And you got to realize that we as people are always constantly changing. We're constantly evolving. So what my body could have and could take last year isn't what my body can have and take this year. You know what I mean? It changes. It changes with age. It changes with time. It changes with, you know what I mean? Like people, a perfect example, right? People have allergies now, you know what I mean, as you grow older, that you didn't necessarily have when you were kids, right? So you know, for me it's milk, right? I used to love milk.
Man, I was about to say, man, that damn lactose intolerant, bro.
Like
the ice cream.
It's crazy. You know, and I'm talking about, like, my sister and I, we used to finish an entire gallon of milk in a day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how much cereal, cookies, things that just, you know, that require milk that we would have, and we would consume that. I'm talking about daily. You ask us that. Neither one of us drink milk now. That's the first thing. So you can say we're both lactose intolerant, but probably at different severities, different levels, right? For me, it's pretty high. Like, I can't have milk. I can't have, you know, most things dairy. I can have yogurt to a certain extent. Sometimes I'll even still get yogurt that isn't based off of, you know what I mean, like milk. Like I'll get like they have a cashew milk based yogurt, or, you know, like an alternative, right? I'm all almond milk now in the fridge. That's what I stick with.
Shout out to Breeze.
Hey man, Almond Breeze. You already know what it is.
I can invest in them because I'll keep them in business.
Look, and it's good. It tastes good, right? Yeah. Like, I know at first I was kind of like,
it's an
almond
adjustment.
milk. Yeah,
especially the color too. At least for me, I don't like, because it's not like the same type of milky.
Yeah.
White. It's like your body's like, what is this? And then you can get over it, hopefully.
Yeah, the texture's different. You know what I mean? It's just it tastes.
It's not as thick.
Yeah,
it takes a while to get used to.
Definitely takes some getting used to. And then you start experimenting, and then they got flavors. You like flavors? Yeah. Like, no, like, it's not for me.
I want the milk back.
Yeah. But yeah, we did.
How do we? If we would have not used it.
Hey man, that's the prime opportunity, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so bringing it back full circle. Yeah, so my sister and I are both lactose intolerant. We neither one of us can have milk now, but those are things that we could have as a kid, right? That we now as adults can have to purposefully avoid, right? So I'm saying all that to say, analyze where you are now, analyze what your goal is, and realize what it is you need to get there, and know that your diet is ever changing, right? It's constantly evolving. There is no, I think people are always constantly looking for like this sheet of paper that, okay, you can have this, this, and this. And it's like, okay, that might be today, but your paper might be different tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, even having a certified professional tell you what you can and cannot eat probably would, it probably has some type of volatility to it. It'll change, right? So just know, I know that's an insecurity. That's one of the big insecurities me personally I had, right? Was diet, right? Like I knew from a workout perspective that I would get with, I've always been a burn more person, right? I know, remember we always talk about creating a caloric deficit where you can burn more or you can, eat less type of thing, or eat the right, I want to say less, eat the right stuff type of thing.
You'd work out over changing your diet.
Exactly.
I'm saying that.
Exactly. Like, like people are like,
I'll burn off this pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I say in high school. We used to eat pizza party before the game, the day before the game at the what is that thing called? At the team dinner, and then we used to eat Taco Bell Saturday morning after practice.
Bruh, remember how much Taco Bell we used to eat in college?
Yeah, like that's straight. Yeah, we'll just run all day tomorrow.
Just run through it.
And that's what we did it. Like that's what everybody did.
Yeah,
high school, college, but yeah.
That's what you do, man. It's just like it's from that.
Then you turn 25 and your body can't take it.
Bruh, your metabolism changes, what your body allows changes. Like I don't think I've had Taco Bell in a while. Not to mention, so let me change that. I did have Taco Bell a couple months back. It's not even the same. First of all, I think
they've changed. They've changed stuff. That's what I heard. I probably haven't had it. I definitely haven't had it this year at all. And you talking, as we always say, Taco. You talking about people who eat Taco Bell is Taco Bell is either hot or cold.
Yeah.
People who eat Taco Bell, that's like that's number one on your list.
Bruh. It's definitely not the same, bro. I was hurt because they removed. First of all,
they removed stuff. Yeah.
It's nothing on the menu now anymore.
I saw a meme. They said it was Taco Bell. It was like, hey, everybody likes this.
Take it off. Bruh. Literally, like there's nothing on. The only thing I would say that's good left on the. I mean, and this is not shots at them, but the only thing that's left good on the Taco Bell menu is chalupas.
So that's it. Got a chalupa.
That's it, bro.
Everything else is on. I'm hungry right now. I'm not gonna get them Taco Bell. I can't eat none of that cheese, that sour cream, none of that hot sauce. People know me. I used to get hot sauce all the time. It's good coming in, but when it has to leave, I'm done. I'm retired. I am retired from those type of bathroom trips.
Bruh.
From bowel movements to spicy food. I'm good.
And I used to deal with them for some Taco Bell. Like I'm talking about. Yeah. I would tolerate
intentionally. I had the second, third, and fourth spiciest thing at Buffalo Wild Wings. I was gonna get the number one spiciest one before I ordered it. Our waitress was like, "Hold on 1 second," and she sprinted and got somebody some milk at order number one. I was like, "Yeah, let me do." I was gonna do 1, 2, 3, but instead of 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And that next day, I told you this mud. Yeah. Mud in the toilet. Freaking mud. I don't recommend it.
Had you on there like?
Yeah, I was like 17, 18 at the time, so pure mud.
Wings in your stomach, like.
Yeah, and now I stay right around that mile. I don't do nothing spicy no more,
bro.
Intentionally.
I will say I will put some onions and peppers.
Oh yeah, that's vegetables.
That's like seasoning, right?
Yeah, hot sauce, no.
And when I say peppers, like I'm talking about just like green peppers, like bell peppers, right?
Yeah.
Like no jalapenos, none of that. Like,
jalapeno will have you,
bruh.
It will have your butthole on fire.
Whistling. I try to be in there, you be yelling on it. It's Anyways, bringing it full circle.
Hey, wait, hold on. Have you seen the meme with it's wrong hole, but it's somebody screaming like. It's Angelica's mom of a Rugrats.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, and they're like wrong. Anyways,
oh man.
Listen to episode 23. Explicit tag. But full circle.
So yeah, one of the insecurities that, like I said, I think everyone deals with, but me particularly, was diet. And then of course getting over that molehill. I think one of the other major insecurities I think people deal with, and this will be my last one. I'll try to wrap it up because I know I said, I know Cory said before. Cory probably like, man, you stay long. You need to. I do have another function I gotta attend, guys. So I am gonna get out of here. But
via his house.
Yes,
it's not our fault. We did our job.
Yeah, life happened today. But saying all that to say is visual, right? Like you want your insecurities. People want their it's like body positive. People want their body to look a certain way.
Yeah, fat
right?
shaming.
Yeah. And I think what you got to realize is enjoy the journey, not necessarily the results, right? Like, and when I say that, if you are specifically undergoing your fitness journey specifically to hit a goal, and you're only going to enjoy yourself when you hit that goal, you're going to burn out, right? You're probably, chances are you probably never hit the goal, or if you do hit the goal, you haven't created enough sustainable, healthy lifestyle habits to maintain, right? Because you're not enjoying the process, you're only enjoying the result. And like bringing it back full circle to body, or like visual appealing, like how people look. What a lot of people don't realize is you should be exercising to hit a goal to maintain health. The visual process that happens while you're undergoing your fitness journey is actually a side effect of fitness. You see what I'm saying? It shouldn't be the goal. If it's the goal, that's I think that's where people miss, like that's the fork in the road, and people go left because they're working out to look a certain way.
Coke bottle.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Trying to get the Coke bottle shape, or you're trying to get abs, and it's like
episode 16. Cancel this part 2. I know that one.
Yeah, man. And that's the part that breaks. That's gonna break you mentally, right? Most people, those are the people that I think that fall off the wagon, or just never start or never hit their goals to begin with.
Because you might not be able to hit it physically,
exactly.
Right? And then so that's the negative feedback loop. We say you're not achieving your goals, and then people will get surgery.
Exactly. Or they just, or they just fail. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things like.
Or body mutilation. They'll do all these different type of things.
Exactly. Or go to an extreme. People undergo that starts to affect your mental. People go through what is I forgot the name of the condition where people don't eat. And
anorexia.
Thank you. Yes. One or the two. Where they specifically because they're trying so hard to hit these goals, and they're in a like Cory said, a negative self loop. You know what I mean? Where you're not hitting the goal, so you end up with this condition, right? This mental condition, this physical condition that's now impacting, just because you're trying to hit the side effect instead of trying to reach the goal, which should be becoming a healthier individual, right? You know what I mean? For that, you have to enjoy the journey and not necessarily look forward to just the result, but realize that the result should be overall to just be a healthier individual. I tell people this all the time. Me looking the way I look now is a side effect of me wanting to just be a healthier individual, right? It got to the point, my bottom line up front, I think I said this again on one of your earlier episodes where I was talking about how we got to where we are today. I was dying doing regular functional movements. I was walking up the stairs one day and I got tired. And that's and I was, at the time, I was like 26 or something. You know what I mean? Like that's terrible. You know what I mean? Like mind you, it'd be different if there's a lot of stairs. I'm on the 3rd floor. Right. It's not that many stairs. Yeah. Cory's been to my apartment. It's not that many stairs. I mean, it's not that much. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about not carrying groceries, not, performing a heavy
body weight.
Yeah, body weight. I literally had my laptop bag. I'm a software developer. I had my laptop bag on me, and I was like exhausted when I got to the top of the stairs. And I was like, this can't be life. You know what I mean? I'm 26. Like I just signed the lease. I'm gonna be here for the next 12 months. Like I gotta.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Real talk.
He said he signed the lease.
Signed the lease. I'm here for the next 12 months. Like what are we talking about? Like real talk. Like this is my life now. And if I can't get to the top of the stairs without dying, then there's a problem.
I gotta do this 365 times
multiple times a day.
Yeah, pre-pandemic, so you're gonna be leaving the house every day.
Exactly. So
I'm gonna start saying that it's some dumb stuff. I saw the least.
But that's just like that's self-realization right there, right?
Right. No,
to me, that's
true.
and I feel like most people have that bottom line up front moment where like something happens in life where you realize like I gotta make a change. And for me, that was one of them. The other there, and that's it comes twofold, right? Like that was part of it, but not too long. Right before that, I'd actually been diagnosed. I think I talked about my ulcerative colitis on here, and for me, that's a life-changing thing, right? That's a chronic disease. I had that forever, right? They currently don't know what the cause is. They don't know how to get rid of it. It's a chronic condition. I had to live with that. So that being the case, basically, what I was told was, in order to experience the best quality of life, you have to be healthy. And if somebody tells you you have the potential of, living a crappy quality of life, like what else do you need to hear other than your lifestyle is now going to, like your lifestyle is going to degrade if you don't get healthier, Jordan. You know what I mean? That was a life-changing moment for me. So at that point, it's like, okay, doc, what do I need to do? You know what I mean? exercise. I can only eat, restrictive diet. I can only eat certain things, right? Be more active, lose some weight.
Consistency and discipline.
Exactly.
So eating healthier and working out, and don't want to start my 600-pound life.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Simple logic.
Exactly. And so that was enough motivation for me. I was like, I don't want to come back to the doctor and they had to tell me that what the other side of this looks like, right? You know what I mean? Once you hit the fork in the road, okay, I'm here now. How do I go? How do I U-turn? How do I go back? Because I don't want to go down this path anymore. Where you tell me what the other side of this looks like. If it continues to get worse, what is? You know what I mean? Like, I can tell y'all what that looks like because I had, I've spoken to people and I know people personally. We know people personally who also have gone through this and what they had to go through. I'm not gonna put their business out there on the air like that, but you can one of the end result of ulcerative colitis, if you don't do what's necessary to take care of your body, is a colostomy bag, right? You have to pull out a section of your intestines and your body, your waste literally gets filtered into a bag that you got to then dump into a toilet or some type of waste treatment bag or something. Like basically you have an artificial
yeah, I know, but I don't want to know.
Exactly. And I've seen that personally. I've seen that in family. I've seen that in friends. I've lived with people who've had that, right? I don't want to go through that. I've seen that in everyday life, and I know what that looks like. I know what that, you're limited in certain things that you can do. It just certain things you can eat. Your weight starts to fluctuate. Quality of life. Degrading is an understatement. Let's put it that way, right? When they say it goes downhill, you know what I mean? It rolls, and then it can eventually lead to, it could potentially be lethal if you continue to, at that point, after they've already told you the preventative measures, if you're at that point where you already have the bag and you continue to run in your body into the ground, it could kill you, right?
Yep, you get one body.
Yeah.
So it is, this is the new body. No, it's the same body. It's new. It's the same one in the inside.
So that being said, that was my wake up call, right? And Cory will tell you, because again, it's my man, so he's my man, but he's also one of my clients for FinallyFit, so I share with them when I'm going through something health wise. Even being healthy, I've gone through something recently where that was scary, right? And the only thing I could say that did save me was the fact the doctor told me to my face. He was like, because you're healthy and because of your age and because of what you told me about where you're at currently in life, this is a non-lethal experience that you're having. However, it could have gone another way, and you could not be here right now, right? So what people don't realize is health is your best shit. Life is gonna happen. We talk about that all the time. It's guaranteed. Shit's gonna happen, right? Health. Sorry about that.
You locked the load.
Hey, stuff is gonna happen. Health is the best shield you can have against life, right? Because there's no guarantee that it's going to completely protect you. However, your recovery process will be heightened. Your chances are significantly lower. You know what I mean? Like chronic disease. We were having this conversation. P and I were having this conversation. My wife, guys, we're having this conversation the other day. Chronic disease is obesity. I'm sorry, it's the number one cause of chronic disease. And chronic things under chronic disease include all types of heart disorders.
Heart disease. Number one killer. Not COVID. Heart disease.
Exactly.
Don't play with me.
So it's like while technically obesity doesn't kill you, it leads to something that does, right? And the chances are, the statistics are significantly higher for people who are overweight, who aren't healthy, who aren't in shape, right? So it's like, I'm a numbers person. Logic makes sense to me. If you pulling up and talk about 75%, that's 3 out of every 4. What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, from that perspective, that's all I needed to hear, Be as healthy as you can. Make your shield as impenetrable as possible so when life does happen, because it's going to happen, I promise you guys it will happen. Unfortunately, some people don't get a second swing. You know what I mean? When life throws you that curveball, it could be the one that takes you out of here. It could be 3, some people, I know 3 strikes and you're out in the game, not with health pitching. You know what I mean? It could be a one and done. You feel me? And you don't want to be that person that was unprepared because you weren't putting in the work in. You want your 3rd strikes, right? Like you want more than 3 if you can, but you want as many strikes as possible, and that's dependent on how prepared you are when these things happen. So I know I just went on a whole tangent.
You're good.
But yeah,
that's part of that. That's why the health insecurities was like, this is why you need to not get over them, but find a way to mitigate your health insecurities so that you don't die.
Please.
That's what. I made this joke, but I was like, you were like, well, we should be telling people they're gonna die. Some people don't know they're gonna die. They be out here like they're not about to die.
The only thing guaranteed in life is death, y'all.
And taxes.
Yes, and death and taxes. So it's, I don't know about y'all. I'm trying to prevent that as long as possible. So if people tell me there's a way to do it and health is it, I'm going to do what I need to do. Nobody, when I do go, right, the last thing I'm going to say is Jordan didn't do what he was supposed to do, right? Life threw him a ball and he just couldn't deal with that one, right? But I'm going in, I'm going out swinging. You feel me? If I got to run, like a perfect example, right? So again, going back to my personal life, my ulcerative colitis, I'm supposed to take, it's a chronic illness. I'm supposed to take medication for that 3 times a day. I have not taken a pill for my ulcerative colitis in a minimum at least 6 months. The result of that, what caused that is my upward swing in health, right? I've been running more than I ever have in my entire life. And yes, I'm sore from running, but the soreness from running is nothing on a UC flare up. You know what I'm trying to say? So when people ask me like, oh man, you run a lot, like you do a lot of miles. Like at one point I think I ran like 30 miles in a week, which, for some people, excuse me, marathon runners, this isn't for you.
I would say, right,
for
that'd be long distance people.
Right. But for the average person, like that's a lot of mileage, right? Like, like most people don't get through 30 miles in a week, but it's like, yes, I was sore. But again, I remember when I had a UC flare-up and I was curled up in a fetal position. My wife, one of my best friends, I think are the only people that saw me in that position, right? I was curled up in a fetal position on a couch, gripping my stomach for about 7 days. I don't think I showered for about 3 days. Like, that's how bad it was. Like, it hurt to move. It hurt to breathe. It hurt to eat. All I could do was consume water and basic nourishment to survive. That's how bad my flare-ups were. And every time I had a bowel movement, it was blood. You know what I'm trying to say? So, like, that's remembering where I was when I had this curveball that helped interrupt me. That's my motivation to get up and work out every day. The days I don't feel like doing it, it's like, but Jordan, do you want that flare up again? Oh, okay. Then I thought, 3 miles don't sound too bad now, does it? You know what I mean? So again, I'm telling you this so you don't have to have the fetal position 2-week period where all you're doing is crapping blood to have this realization, right? Get up and move now. Get over the insecurities. Start, right? Because that's what you need to do. You have to put your best foot forward in that regard to prevent whatever health is going to throw at you, right? Whatever life is going to throw at you in regard to health. Because when it happens, all you can do is hope it's not a one and done. It's not a strikeout. Okay.
Y'all cannot work out if you don't want to.
Look. Y'all, if you listen to this podcast, you listen to every episode, and you ain't start working out yet. You're not doing our job right.
Now we're doing you are not. Because let's be you can take that if you want to. I'm not.
Listen, because man, I got my workout clothes. As soon as this function over, I'm about to go get this running.
Yeah, like work out when I get back home.
Right. Stop treating your health like it's optional because it's not. Ooh. It's not. You know what I mean? Half of y'all you prioritize all these other activities. I know. I'm wrapping it up. Half of these.
Good. I'm fine. You don't want your sister's gonna be mad.
Half of y'all prioritize all these other activities like your health is optional. And like Cory said before, you get one body. Yes, science has progressed. You can swap out some things, but you as a person, you only get one body. At that point, you're on like 1.5 if you start, swapping out hearts and internal organs and stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you personally only get one body. Take care of it. Stop running it into the ground like it's just like you're just gonna grow another one, or you know what I mean, like it's replaceable. It's not. One body, y'all. So do what you can to start that fitness journey. Get over those insecurities, whatever they may be. If I didn't mention them today, whatever they are, ask us questions. Well, I'll help you try to get over. I'm gonna do whatever's in my power that I have the ability to do to help you get started. That's why we're here every Sunday. Okay, I'm sorry, every Monday for y'all.
Well, it's Sunday, but.
Sunday for recording, Monday for listening.
Y'all listen whenever y'all want to.
Hey, man.
These are recorded on a Sunday and released on a Monday.
So just let us know, man. Fire those questions off because we're here to help, okay?
Oh, my goodness. Hey.
It's over 9,000.
I'm off my soapbox, y'all. I had to get that out there. It was
bad. We talking about we was gonna do like 15 minutes each. Mind you went like 30 minutes. We had no intro.
Yeah.
You realize normally it's like 20, 25. Like you went like 30.
And I was like, look, man, we started talking about it. And that was a freestyle question, but that was a good freestyle question because I was, it's just like, look, people need to know.
Oh my goodness, you good?
Yes, sir.
All right. I gotta go.